Does how your company manage layoffs matter? Well, if you pay attention to Reddit, LinkedIn, X, any content social sharing platform right now, you should definitely say the answer is yes. Because when people get mistreated on the way out, they are very vocal about those things. Not only will it make future candidates question whether or not you are a good employer to work for, but it also makes a question to your consumers of whether or not your company is stable, good to buy from, etc. So the fact of the matter is we all have to have layoffs at one point in time. That is just the nature of the way business and organizations work. In fact, if you've never laid off people, I would highly question if your organization has ever evolved. You really can't evolve with consumer demands, the economy, work trends, new thoughts and ideas being brought into your organization if you've never shifted people through the organization. That doesn't mean you ever start from scratch, but I am making a point that layoffs are just a natural course of change, a natural course of business. And there is a layoff season. So if you have been watching this and you didn't know there was a layoff season, it follows the financial calendar. And what happens typically is that companies are working through strategic initiatives from August until December for the next year. Then they're waiting for how that year kind of showed up. Did we make the money we wanted? Did we make the profits that we wanted? And only when all of those numbers and the strategy are reviewed, which is happening between January, February, and March, does an organization know what they have to do and who and how they're going to lay off people in April, May, and June. So yes, people get laid off all the time. But in terms of big change, the way that organizations work, that is a way for both people and organization leaders to not be surprised that it could happen and really to be better prepared. So if you're an individual and you're watching this, my short answer for you to be prepared is be a good steward and advocate of your own career. Go to pepelwerk, download the AI Career Assistant, and make sure that you always have a way to evolve with work and you don't feel so nervous about being at the beck and call of an organization. Now, if you're an organization and your employees don't already have the AI Career Assistant, then I encourage you to consider implementing an AI Career Assistant, even if it's just for helping people relaunch their jobs after you've had to lay them off. There's 3 definite ways not to do this. And one, when I started to work, I experienced this in real time. I couldn't believe it was happening. The first way never to do a layoff is to strategically close off people from the people who are going to stay versus the people who are not, and then making them feel like they are under security review and taking their materials and kicking them out of the door and saying, farewell because you're afraid of some sort of retaliation. If you're doing those kind of behaviors when you're doing layoffs, there's a whole lot of cultural issues that happen before that. So, you should not have to be in a situation where it's so volatile to do that. Yes, people can get upset during layoff. You are changing their income source. It's going to be emotional, but does it have to be volatile and dangerous? I hope not. The second way not to fire people, and whether you say fire or layoff, it's PC words really, but you're letting go of people. The second way never to do this is by email. Yes, you are going to have to send an official document that says you no longer work for the organization. But if somebody is completely blindsided, one, that's another bad thing. You don't ever want people to be blindsided. There is a natural, if employees are paying attention to the organization and they're paying attention to work effort, consumer demands, patterns of business, Most people are not going to be surprised by a layoff due to business circumstances. If you have to lay off a lot of people at the same time for performance issues, maybe you're closing a business unit, there is a better structured way to do this. And whether or not you do this as a team, as open communication, that's dealer's choice based on the culture and expectations that you set within your organization. But I beg you, do not first fire somebody over email. And even though I never thought I have to say this, but I'm going to, don't text them either. Don't text somebody to say, you're fired, don't come into work. I mean, that's way too extra. The third thing never to do if you have to lay off or let go of people, especially when it's due to just the business performance, don't let go of people that could be really great fractional, part-time, giggers, task workers, because your mind is so stuck on full-time and part-time and that W-2 1099 conundrum that sometimes makes organizations very nervous. Obviously, our customers at pepelwerk, we help you work through those changes so that you get to modernize and think differently about how you can maybe take some of the components, the good skills, the good attributes, the availability of time, and the budget that you have in just a different way. So it doesn't have to be an all or none situation. So hey, we're here. It is layoff season. The calendar, the financial calendar has yielded some results. We're all doing some pretty intense changes, whether it's because of AI, changing consumer demands, or government legislation. We are in a season of change, but it doesn't mean that you can't use the right tools like pepelwerk and change your old processes when it comes to layoff so that you can evolve with the future of work.